welcome back to my channel where I share our family's debt-free journey and some frugal living tips along the way. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about how we meal plan so that we can stay on a budget of about $100 a week for our family of 5. This is so important because groceries are an area where everybody tends to overspend, and once you cut the grocery budget, then you can have more income to pay off debt faster. So this is a really important area. It can be really easy to control, but not always at first if you're not used to meal planning or cutting coupons or looking for sales, different things like that. So I will tell you, we don't do like any crazy extreme couponing or anything like that, but we do pay attention to what's on sale each week, and we also have a very strict meal plan that we follow. This allows us to eat at home every single day of the month. We only eat out if we have a special occasion or a very rare thing. This is while we're getting out of debt. Believe me, I miss it. I love going out to eat, and we definitely plan on doing it in the future. But while we're getting out of debt, we eat at home, and it is working out really well. One of the easiest ways that we're able to do this is that we only cook about 3 times a week. This is because we eat leftovers. So what we do is we double our recipe, and then we eat it 2 nights in a row. So if we cook Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll eat leftovers Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then Sunday, we have that day available to kind of rearrange if necessary. If it's somebody's birthday and we're going to go out to eat or something like that, then we can always move Friday's leftovers to Sunday. Or sometimes we'll just do like a frozen pizza or sandwiches, maybe even cereal or breakfast for dinner, something really simple that we already have around the house. When I posted about how we meal plan, you guys were really interested in the meals and recipes that we cook. So if you're looking for gourmet cooking or anything fancy, you're not gonna find that here. I am not like any kind of fancy cook or anything like that, but we do have some meals that we've tried several times that work really well for us. They're super simple. Most have just a few key ingredients, and they are pretty frugal to make. They help us to stay on our budget of $100 a week. So I've been wanting to type them up for a while so that they can be nice, because I just have like a whole mess of a recipe binder right now. So I went ahead and typed up our favorite frugal recipes, the ones that we rotate the most throughout each month. And I made it so that I could share it with you guys. I sent this out to my email list this morning, but if you're not already on my email list, you can grab this printable recipe binder below. Aside from the recipes that I typed up for you guys, there's about like 10 in here. I also included a blank monthly meal planning sheet, and I did a sample one. So like what a typical month usually looks like for us. I did a sample filled out using the recipes in this binder. There's only 2 recipes I didn't include because they don't really use recipes, but frozen ravioli with sauce, that's something we just buy at Kroger, and it's really cheap and easy. It takes like 2 minutes to make, and we just add sauce and side veggies, and that's it. And hamburgers. I don't really know like how to do a recipe for hamburgers. I just put it on the George Foreman grill and boom, hamburgers. So I don't know. But so I included these printables for you guys down below. I hope you love them, and I hope they help you get a frugal meal plan going. So now without further ado, I'm gonna show you guys just what a typical week of recipes looks like. So I just kind of recorded myself getting the recipes together. I'll show you guys how they're pretty easy and how I do them even with 3 kids running around and get dinner on the table most of the week.
So the first recipe I'm going to show you guys is simple Italian Parmesan chicken. This is super easy, it's really delicious, and even the kids eat at least the spaghetti. So I'm just setting everything up to do the coating on the chicken breast. So we mince garlic. This is my little garlic mincer I got at IKEA. And we're gonna put some garlic with some olive oil in this little bowl. And then you just put it into the microwave for about 30 seconds. And that's what we're gonna use to actually dip the chicken breast in. And then heating it up kind of just makes it more flavorful. And then it'll help the coating to stick to the chicken breast before you put them in the oven. So we just use like a baking pan. We coat it with this olive oil cooking spray. If anyone knows how to get those like little brown dots off of pans, I swear that pan is clean. I know it doesn't look clean, but it is. And we get this giant Costco Parmesan cheese. Most of the things you'll see are generic from Kroger. We get like the generic Kroger brand, but that giant Costco thing, we use Parmesan cheese in so many recipes. Basically, this is just breadcrumbs, Parmesan cheese, and I'm just gonna stir it up. And now I'm going to use the oil and garlic. I'm gonna dip the chicken breasts into the oil and garlic and then into the coating and coat the chicken breasts really good. And it sticks really well to it. And these are really delicious, really super easy and really good. And I have another recipe for ranch chicken, and I do it very similar, except I dip them in milk and then I dip them in the Parmesan with the breadcrumbs and also a packet of ranch, like the ranch salad dressing mix. And it's so good. And while I have the chicken breast going, I'm gonna get the spaghetti ready. So I already had the pot boiling in the background and just gonna make the whole thing. Sometimes we make it just half of the box, but this time we made the whole thing because my husband also likes to eat spaghetti with cottage cheese for lunch. I'm not a fan, but he likes it. And we bake the chicken breast at 425 degrees for about 10 minutes on each side. This is what we eat on the side of a lot of our meals, just frozen veggies. Super easy. And then while everything's cooking, I'm just multitasking and unloading the dishwasher. So gotta get that in somewhere in the day. This recipe actually, to me, is personally like one of my least favorites because there's so many steps, like the sauce, the spaghetti, the chicken, and the broccoli. Even though like I feel ridiculous saying that because just watching it, I'm like, oh, this recipe's actually really easy. So the spaghetti's done and the broccoli's done. Now I'm gonna get the sauce out. Again, Kroger generic spaghetti sauce. Unless there's a sale on brand name stuff that makes it cheaper than the generic, we always get the generic. So I'm just gonna measure this out. We measure things out too, which make them last a lot longer. So I put about 1/4 of a cup of sauce on each person's serving of spaghetti. Just checking on the chicken, and now I'm gonna get the kids' spaghetti ready. We love these plastic things. We got them at IKEA, and also one time they had a bunch very similar, like on summer clearance, and I got a whole bunch more of these plastic plates, and we have bowls and the silverware too. So I'm just cutting up their spaghetti and getting their dinner ready. And they love sprinkle cheese, as they call it, on top of their spaghetti. So the kids are eating. Sometimes it's hard for us to all sit down together because they get hungry early. And Titus didn't eat that day because I guess we wore him out at the park or something. And this is our complete meal ready to go. So easy and so delicious. And as you can see, we doubled it, and this will be for the next day. So it just makes it so much easier because then I'm tired from cooking. The second day, I won't have to cook and we'll still have dinner. So that was Monday. This is Wednesday. Wednesday, we are doing meatloaf. So I used to scoff at meatloaf when I was a kid, but I think it's actually really delicious. And this recipe is pretty good. And we serve it with mashed potatoes and green beans. This, I used almond flour because we had some left over, but I would usually use breadcrumbs as a more frugal option. Putting a little onion in there and garlic. There's the garlic mincer again. We use a lot of garlic. You can get minced garlic already pre-made, which is so much easier, but it's so cheap to buy this garlic. It's like 25 cents. And then Kroger tomato paste. Just gonna drop that in. And this Worcestershire sauce. Usually I measure things out, but there was just a tiny bit left, so I just dumped it all in. And 2 eggs. And this Italian seasoning. And this is really embarrassing because I just realized that that's from Publix. And that's grocery stores in Florida. And we haven't lived there for like 6 years. So that spice is super old. And I don't know what like the expiration on spices is. But here is, this makes 8 servings. And so our kids don't eat this. So me and my husband will eat it. And so I'm just freezing the other half. And then in a couple weeks, when it's time for meatloaf again, then we'll already have it mixed and I'll just have to defrost and throw it in the oven. So I'm just filling up the pan with the rest. And also when I just cook half the recipe, it cooks through a lot faster. It's really hard for me to get the meatloaf to cook all the way through. So just popping that in the oven at 350. Takes first about 30 minutes. So while that's cooking, I'm going to cut up these petite red potatoes. And we like to make our mashed potatoes with red potatoes. And we don't blend them like fully. We like them kind of chunky. And so I'm just cutting them up because they cook through a lot better if you cut them first before you put them in the pan. And I'm just letting the water heat to boiling. And then we have this rice cooker, which I love. We make rice a lot and quinoa and things like that. But it also has a steamer in the top, so I'm just gonna steam the green beans. First just washing them and cutting them up. And then pouring some water in, setting the green beans there. And there's my garlic mincer again. So just mincing some garlic to go in with the green beans and turn it on. If anyone knows how to do that without splashing yourself with hot water, please tell me. But those are going to boil for about 20 minutes and then they'll be soft enough to mash. And then there's the green beans. Taking this out, and there's our Kroger generic ketchup. And I'm gonna put a little ketchup on top and pop it back in the oven for probably about 15 more minutes. So usually a total of about 45 minutes for the meatloaf. And while that's finishing up, I'm gonna put some sour cream and butter and milk in the potatoes and mash them up. And those are ready to go. Yummy, so good. I love this meal. Simple, comfort food, and we'll have plenty for the next night. And last meal, this is Friday. Friday's taco night. So we just do really simple taco recipe. We put some cilantro in the ground beef and some Kroger generic taco seasoning. First, I'm just gonna brown the meat. This is the taco seasoning that we use, and we just use half a packet. My husband does not like spicy food, so I use half a packet each time. That's like super frugal because they're like 49 cents a pack, but I guess it saves money and makes it less spicy. And then we chop up fresh cilantro. I have a goal this spring, summer to start trying to grow my own cilantro and basil because we use a lot of it. So I just measured out half a pack. And then chopping up an onion. So we'll use, we just top our tacos with onion and shredded cheese. Just putting the taco mix in the beef and stirring it up. And just let that kind of thicken. Put the cilantro on. And it's ready to go. And then we just fill these white corn tortilla tacos, generic from Kroger again, and this meal is one of our favorites, and we serve it with a side of frozen corn.
I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I hope it gave you some inspiration and some motivation to get your grocery budget under control and get some recipes going in the kitchen. Even really super simple ones will get your family fed and keep you on budget so you can pay off debt faster. Make sure you grab your free printable recipes and meal planner. It'll help you stick to your grocery budget so much better if you plan ahead. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more of my meal planning or frugal living and debt payoff tips, and I'll see you guys in the next one.